So even though times have been difficult, our economic development staff has really been doing, I think, a stellar job. And one of the things that needs to happen, and I know that the council is committed to this, I'm committed, somehow we got to get that courthouse built. Because to me, that's key, that's the linchpin to what happens next with the Center Line project. I got the 1 minute warning, so I'll start closing by saying that, you know, I've been fortunate to have served on the Glendale City Council, as I said, for the good times. And I appreciate the support that I've received over the years from the voters in the Cholla District. And I want to assure not just the Cholla voters, but all of our residents, that this council is committed to providing the best quality of life for our citizens by providing services in a courteous, expedient, and cost-effective manner. I urge you to please turn out and vote on August the 24th. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Bud Zomak. And before we get started, I used to teach CPR to the community a long time. And a sign and symptom of somebody having a heart attack is profuse sweating. I can guarantee you I am not having a heart attack at this minute. I'm looking for the nomination and to represent you with the Ocotillo District for City Council. I'm a hometown boy. I moved to Glendale 33 years ago. My dad was in the military and the Navy and decided he wanted as far away from the water as he could get, and he picked the desert and picked Glendale. I remember going to Murphy Park, watching my grandfather play checkers, eating at Smitty's with my grandparents. I remember going to O'Neill Park and swimming, and I remember ducking as the planes used to cross across Grand Avenue to the Glendale Airport. I was talking with someone the other day who didn't even remember there was an airport along Grand Avenue. When people asked why I decided to run, I stopped and thought, I've lived in this area a long time. I've lived in the Ocotillo District for the last 5 or 6 years. Not a lot has changed. I've seen construction, I've seen growth. I see a shopping center at 67th Avenue in Glendale that sits primarily vacant. The one tenant that's in there, I would not classify as high-end paying positions. What Ocotillo needs to create and what the City of Glendale needs to create are jobs. Jobs seem to fix a lot of issues within the economic issue. We talk about the casino. I don't care if we have a casino or we don't have a casino. But we talk about needing jobs, and the casino I see would provide that. But what I do see that we failed to do was communicate. I'm a person who believes in communication long before litigation. Sit down and talk. We talk about the cost that Glendale may have had to have incurred. If you look at some of the other casinos that are out there, some of those costs were shared with the nations that placed those casinos within those districts. I'm also a person who believes in fiscal responsibility, and that's an easy term to say, fiscal responsibility. But in my household, I've had to tighten my budget. If I didn't have enough money, I didn't spend it. As I own my business, if I don't have enough money, I don't purchase the supplies. I don't go on credit. When I worked for a large organization, a healthcare organization here within the state, I ran a large program. I based my budget on what I made last year, not what I thought I was going to make next year. If I had something that had to be cut, I went back to the players. Fiscal responsibility means going back to the voters. This is your money, not mine. I'm very much in support of bringing a program that would cap what the City of Glendale could spend without going back to the voters for entertainment and sports districts. I don't think someone should have a free blank check. I think that should go back again to the voters. It's your money. 5 years ago, I purchased a home 3 blocks up the road, a historic home in Catlin Court. I live there with my wife, Marcy, who's a research nurse at Mayo Clinic, and my 2 sons. My youngest is about to be a nurse. My oldest works for the Nissan Corporation. All of us are committed to the area. This is my home. This is my community. This is what I love. I think when we look at what we need to do with the city, we need to look at how do we spend our dollars. What are our core needs? Our core needs are police, our fire, But our other needs, for instance, watching the fireworks again close and not happen a second year in a row, why didn't we as the city work with community leaders, with businesses to bring back those services? Why didn't we have partnerships with? The other piece too, within our district, within the Ocotillo district, how do we represent the community? There's many different venues within the Ocotillo districts. There's the historic area, there's the barrio. How do we meet with those people? Starting to work in developing, identify key leaders and working with those leaders, and developing partnerships with business and with the government. Government's role basically is to remove the red tape and then get out of the way and let people do their job.